You know, homebrewers get the opportunity to do something you can't do on a large scale, and that's experiment. And we have the ability to take a batch of beer, break it up into smaller sizes, and do different things with it. Like I put some chocolate in one and raspberry in another, or just try out different strains of yeast on the same batch. That's part of the beauty of being a homebrewer. And so Victory Brewing Company is taking that idea, and they've taken a base beer and they're changing ingredients here and there and experimenting. You know, my only problem with the experiment, though, something I talked about in the first one, is that as a consumer, we don't know what's changing from part one to part two. Part one didn't list malts or hops. Part two does, but there's nothing to compare it to. You don't know what they did different. Part one was more of a German take on an IPA. I remember tasting classic crisp Pilsner qualities, more of like a spicy noble hop character in it. For me, it was better defined as a hoppy Pilsner than an IPA because when I think of an IPA, I think of that classic American IPA grapefruit character. But nevertheless, it was a different take on an IPA, and I'm excited to see what they did in batch number 2. So let's go ahead and get into the beer. Okay, so we have the beer poured. Let's go ahead and give it a smell and see what we come up with on the nose. Very similar to the first one. I'm getting a very underwhelming, just underpowered nose here. It's a light citrus, a little breadiness in there. Overall, it just doesn't have much of a nose or smell to it at all. It just has that, like I said, that bready, citrusy thing going. There's not much to the nose, so. Okay, so taste. Let's go ahead and give it a taste and see what it has. Okay, so I'm not really sure what to make of this beer. All right, it is similar to the first one in that it does have, some of those. It's just a different riff on it, but you could still taste that hint of whatever was there last time. The hops are definitely that spicy hop, that lemony hops. It's not grapefruit. It's not. Some of the passion fruit beers that I've had, it's not a grapefruit beer. It's not a piney beer. It's not a dank beer. What it is a spicy, noble hop driven beer. It has some breadiness from the malt, but I'm puzzled. And they termed this an IPA, but I'm not sure I would say this is an IPA. Okay, so overall, what do I think of this beer? Man, this is a hard one. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought about scrapping this video. Just because I'm not a fan of this beer. But I thought I thought it was necessary to go ahead and really push forward and give you guys what I really think about the beer. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not a fan of this beer. For me, it's not what I look for in an IPA. I guess I might be so accustomed to that American grapefruit, maybe piney, sometimes resinous. Just beer that when I get something that's so off the path, for me, so far from style, that it's hard for me to really say that yes, this is something that I enjoy because I'm so used to something. Maybe over time I would grow to love this. I don't know, but it's something that I can't really dig. What I would say that it is a refreshing beer. It is a different take on a beer. This is more of a lemon. At the end, you get the spicy character to it, more of like a peppery spice in there. The middle, it's very nice carbonation, so it's very refreshing. I think the ABV on this is 6.4, which is teetering on that sessionable side. The other one I believe was over 7. So they dialed back some of the alcohol in this, which totally plays into some of the things that I'm getting different qualities in there. Overall, if I'm gonna give this beer, I'd give this beer a B. And why a B and not a C if I don't really like this beer? Well, I think it's a well-crafted beer. I just think for my palate, it's something that I can't dig, that I just can't get behind. Someone might find this beer to be something that totally suitable for their palate. Not for me. So, yeah. So that's what it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and drink the rest of this. Thank you very much for watching this video, and cheers.